Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson 4. Anyone, any question before starting our lesson, please? If you have any question, you like to ask any question, very welcome. Okay, so I just shared with you handouts, and today we'll go through our LO4 learning outcome 4, and the next lesson will be about assignment discussion. Okay, so please, all relevant resources available on our Moodle page. Make sure you can follow them accordingly if you want to. Pick example from those. Other than that, I mentioned you ACCA is good article to use for F6 exam of ACCA. That's quite relevant. And please, if you want to use the website, is open tuition, and you can download the text handout, which is F6 of ACCA exam. Other than that, I shared with you the books, those we can use, and I already shared with you if you want to look around the written down allowance or any other, and there are plenty of examples. Those I shared with you as well, please. So it's good to use the handout. So today we'll go through our LO4, is learning outcome 4. I'm going to share with you and we'll go through. Please, if you have any question during our delivery, feel free, always ask, And some people maybe have issue to log in, like I think so 1 or 2 students, they said the connection issue. Please, you can follow the recording. Shouldn't be really, most of the people join, which is no issue. Okay, welcome. Okay, today lesson is our LO4, which is about be able to communicate taxation information to all relevant stakeholders. So stakeholders mean anyone who has any interest in the business is known as stakeholders. So we'll discuss about the stakeholders. In the previous lesson, we also discuss about professional code of ethics. We discuss about income from various sources. We discuss about finance act. We discuss about parent, subsidiary, associate company. We discuss about capital gain tax, VAT, personal allowance, non-saving income, property income, and we discuss benefit income. We discussed in the previous lesson, and today is more focus will be on stakeholders, tax planning, which is illegal, of course. We can plan keeping in view of, and you can advise to clients and look around the interest. Why? Because the stakeholders is anyone who has any interest in the business is known as a stake. So there is a good website which I'll refer you if you want to, please, when you do this learning outcome. Stakeholder and Kaplan. Please, on the Kaplan, you can find plenty of resources there as well. Quite good website, because the Kaplan is a publisher and publishing book for our professional courses. And the chapter of the book, which is known as a knowledge bank of Kaplan, which is quite good too. So internal stakeholders, external stakeholders, what is meant by stakeholders? Different stakeholders have different interests, like employees want pay, working condition, job security. Managers want status, pay, and bonus, of course, which is linked with the tax. That's why we have to keep in mind dividend, customers, prices, invoices, pay fair, taxes, suppliers, finance providers. So we have the connected trade union and various other stakeholders. There will be a conflict of interest, like managers want more bonus, employees want more salary, and shareholders want more dividends. So there can be a conflict. So we need to be look around. Resolving those conflicts, satisfying them, and we have there is different, like here is a matrix which we can look around the power and interest metric. Different stakeholders they have, some stakeholders is a level of interest is low, power they have low, and some they have a low interest, maybe high power they can, and these we can list them, and you've been given in the categories, and you can map them their expectations accordingly if you want to. So that's quite good to use this stakeholder power interest matrix, or if you want to refer the website for the sake of the reference, you can. Okay, so in our previous lesson we went through the capital allowance. This is Finance Act 2023-24 within the year, and please and now of course from 1st of April till 31st January we carry on following the Finance Act 2024 and then 5. So please, we can look around the personal allowance, the award, and all these, the key information, child benefit, if you're earning more than 50,000. So you have to look around this mileage, which we can claim 45 pence for plus 10,000 and more than 10,000, other than 10,000, 25 pence. Asset man pool we discussed in the previous lesson. I guess marginal relief and please inherent tax, capital gain tax, national insurance. Okay, today of course we are looking at stakeholders. So 4.1 is the communication, advice, and information in an appropriate format to all. Stakeholder analysis, the key part of the formulating the organization strategy. Stakeholder is the group of individuals who have the interest in that the organization does. Expectation of the organization is important. Our organization understand the different stakeholder needs. Like I gave you earlier example of employees, managers, suppliers, government, even they want pay taxes. So we can look around these satisfying their demands, and we need to look around the stakeholders. Broadly, we can look around the internal, external stakeholders, which we mentioned, employees and management can be internal. An example, they have workers are given to be more responsibility, and they expect the pay will be increased, role and responsibility, and the manager, they if the company is growing, they want the bonus and leading bonus accordingly. So we discuss about shareholders. Shareholders mean anyone who has any investment. All the uh, shareholders are the investors. All the stakeholders are shareholders, also stakeholders, but not all the stakeholders are the shareholders other way around. So we need to be look around the customer. The satisfaction of the customer really need to be focused. The quality good, supplier paid promptly, and finance provider, they want the ability to generate cash and pay their loan, if we borrow money. External stakeholders, those are outside. Community at large, they really interested. We have the true, we work in the wider interest of the society as a company. Environmental pressure really nowadays becoming a report to publish on sustainability, CSR, corporate social responsibility as an organization. So we have to look around those perspectives as well. That's quite crucial, which we need to. And trade union, of course, union, everyone has the right to join the union. We can't really differentiate the stakeholders, their expectation. Just 1 second, I think Stella want to join and she can't locate the link. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, let's play. So we can look around different stakeholders and their interests. That's really matters. And please, if anyone any question, please, if you like to ask, so very welcome. Okay, maybe we think why the tax and then stakeholders normally, because it's some sort of link, directly or indirectly stakeholder interest can impact, due to, because if we don't fulfill their requirement, that's huge impact can be on the stakeholders. So we have to work in the best interest of the stakeholders. Okay, so example of the conflict, they need expectation of all the different stakeholders may conflict. and some of the typical conflicts are shown, which we can look around, which we mentioned, like employees wages versus bonus can be, customer versus shareholders, quality product and dividend more, and the general public really want, the environmental versus profit, shareholders and manager versus the shareholders, growth versus independency. That's, really we need to be look around. They are agent of the shareholders. They have to work in the best interest of the shareholders. So we have to look around these, in that prospect. Okay, so anyone, any question, please? Very welcome if you like to. There are the number of ways, we can look around and ask, the stakeholders. Stakeholders is mean anyone. Thanks for joining. Stakeholders mean anyone who has any interest in the business. Satisfying involve the negotiation between the key stakeholders, arrive at acceptable compromise. Really, we need to be. That's why you couple of you watch the program Undercover Boss. Yes, really, understanding the ground reality and meeting the stakeholders' expectation. The management focus of the stakeholders need to be in turn, and for example, the staff maybe receive a pay rise with a clear implication, will not their turn again, the few years. So we need to be look around the turnover and the profit and the expect of the side payments, where the stakeholder primary objective cannot be met, not really every stakeholder is interested in just only money perspectives. We need to look around the pollution, noise, and extra traffic. So we have to look around those, the planning, the investment in those areas. And then, of course, if you're planning the capital around those areas, and you need to be look around meeting the expectation needs of various stakeholders. So exercise the power, of course, deadlock resolve, the senior management can, and we need to look around the power and interest metrics. So we need to be look around the this power and interest matrix, which is mental or power and interest matrix, where we can make the strategy and the mission statement of organization. Everything we do not contradict the mission, why you're in the business, what your vision and your values. So not contradict the value. We're saying we treat people like to be treated, every little help like Tesco, and then paying to the small farmer after 18 months, and the big supplier we are paying in few months. So that is the contradicts in on mission statement. So we need to look around the corporate governance, how the company is controlled and run, which is, and we have a lot of reports. There is a green report, Hemel reports, and there are various other reports, so please, if you want to look around the corporate governance report, Kaplan, so you can find it, but we need to look around the stakeholder interest and meeting their interests. That's the key, how well the company run and meet the stakeholders interest. Corporate ethics are the moral principle, and it can't be contradict all the organization embedding those, of course, British values in our organization perspective, meeting the stakeholders, accepting diversity in our organization, reducing pollution to meet, their corporate social responsibilities, not earning 400% profit event up, because you have to earn the profit, but not for the sake of putting the pressure on the people and the customer. That's really we need to be primary accountability shareholders. We need to look around profit making organization and non-profit making. Of course, non-profit making, looking how the wealth being value for money, being the charity being spent, the shareholders. We need to look around in the public and private companies as well, donor grants, they are, and the financial statement we have to prepare to meet an executive and non-executive member in the present, the corporate governance and their interests, internal stakeholders within the company, external, those are outsider, connected stakeholders, those are shareholders, customers, supplier, and the financer, those provide, they have their objective, profit growth and share price. So we have to look around low price, high quality of the customer and various others. So we need to be there. So general meeting we have, it's a compulsory for companies. and we need to be AGM, annual journal meeting, or extraordinary meeting, or if you want to increase or decrease your share capital or the registered capital, you want to issue more shares. So that's really we need to be look around. Please, when we communicate with the various stakeholders, we need to look around. The communication should be effective with the various stakeholders to meet. So we use the appropriate format. We need to be look around the language we use. We need to look around technically correct. So there is the method called 7 C's of the communication. I'll quickly show you 7 C's concept which we can use it for effective communication with the various stakeholders. The methods we can look around seven. This you can look around 7C concept. So here it is quite good. Hope you can see. And if you have a question, please you can ask. Okay, if you like to ask it. So in 7C's concept, which we look here in this, really we need to be look around. The message need to be clear, message need to be concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous message. So really we need to be look around in terms of all these 7 C's need to be meet. That will help to meet the expectation of various stakeholders, and we communicate with them. So we'll give them good. So there is other method we'll carry on using to effectively communication. So please pass and the KISS principle which we'll carry on using, and we use the abbreviation of keep it short and simple message, all the key purpose, audience structure, and style you adopt accordingly. Professionalism, legitimacy, neatness, and demonstrating competency, reflective image of the organization. That's quite crucial. Even you need to collect the loan, make the payment, bad debts, or the tax relief, which you need to be so clearly reflecting on these and communicating informal, formal. So we normally use a lot of formal communication in the business world. Informal, yes, can be appropriate style for appropriate business relationship. So we have to look around these key points. Yes, form and the method. So as you want, so look around the convenience, look around the message being polite, prompt, and accurate. You can telephone, voice messages, meetings, letters, emails, or the faxes which we can use. So please, we need to be focused on if you writing a letter, you need to be look around the name, addresses, the reference number, the date, subject, to meet the expectation of the stakeholders that need to be to mention. So please always good to be when you sending email in the group. So you already be well aware of better to be use the carbon copy. So GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, not we break with the blind copy. If you do CC, it can go, then their email addresses can be shared, and maybe somebody object why you share my emails addresses. So that can be look around. Okay, so transmission of the copy of the document through the fax, please header from to the fax number of pages is good to be look around these. Then we have 4.2 assessment, 4.3, sorry. We can look around the assessment criteria, assess the known taxation factors apply to. So communication play a vital role, really increase the goodwill of the company. Good communication practices is a crucial that will help to good image of the company, and that increase the goodwill of the company. So we have to look around those perspectives. Mass communication to everyone, exchange, internal communication take place. That's nowadays we have a CRM, customer relationship management system, where all the update digitally we can transmit the message throughout the world. So that's also engaging. Internal communication within the company, really we need to be sharing, exchanging information. Yes, chat or AI function, we can use it if anyone booking holidays. We can internal letters, communication, debates on various things, which we can communication become easy because due to the technology. Review the internal communication framework, conduct a review of how the employees are currently receiving and sharing information. but keeping in view of the GDPR as well, General Data Protection Regulation. The channel is being used, different types of communication. Maybe some are the secret, some are the trades, some are the research. So we need to be look around the information, not lead to the third party. Maybe you're doing a lot of research and development. Are you not reach accord becoming asset, and this asset is mean anything to you, which will flow the future economic benefit. We need to be look around those perspectives. So any changes, any procedures, change in technology will carry on taking on board of various stakeholders, and we need to communicate. Select the right, delivery channel. Consider the pros and cons of all. Yes, face to face are like meeting nowadays. Of course, we can use the Teams a lot, or we can use the Zooms or various other channel and paper-based newsletters, memos, or any other letters. Yes. So end of the day, you want to communicate the company's affairs or the tax affairs with, for example, all the staff, will be needed to be publicly informed of the change in the strategic direction, restructuring, mergers, acquisition that can be, and we need to be make sure hard, loud, and clear everyone what the future are. Of course, even in the company's financial report, annual report, it show the future plan of the company. We communicate with all the stakeholders to reach and interested in our financial statement, corporate values, of course, what we known as a company, mission, vision, strategies, short term and long term. We also need to be effective communication implies regulations. We have to look around. If you're a 50 or more, the audit reports and the turnover, those we need to be look around in. Yes, so ensure the consistent communication and procedures. So it's better to be, we have SOPs, standard operating procedures, and we can use different type of communication, but depend on the stakeholder, their interest within it, in term of the reports, in term of AGM, in term of advertising of the product, about other affairs, our contribution toward the local society and the CSR. So real life, we can look around the big picture is quite crucial as an organization. Pick the aspect of the financial performance and disclose open and transparent. That's quite crucial. Not trust of in the corporate, like not a trillion construction companies, 75 million shortfall in the pension fund. So we need to be look around the meeting are coming together of the people for a particular purposes, and especially when the company grow, the people will grow, and they have the fair contribution to fair share, information sharing, information gathering, and problem solving. Decision making and all these, the meeting and communication we can do, and make decision, develop plan, get it, convey information, get responses, obtain approval, research consensus, clarify responsibility. Those we can, other we can look around the schedule will be in advance. It's better to your agenda the next year, not just, at least 24 hours before. So not really, we can keep it short and simple and up to date with all. And structure and the role of the meeting. Before the meeting is a common practice, set the agenda for the meeting. Make sure you have the meeting minutes, location, any apologies, guest speakers, what we're supposed to, and then the meeting minutes, and share with those can't attend it. So that's quite crucial. And I created a little link, Kahoot. If you want to, please, you can play. You want to set up, you want to look around in which I mentioned you, the website is Kaplan is quite good to explore about different stakeholders and their expectations. Anyone, any question, please? That's today lesson more about stakeholders, communication of the affairs, and that's the stakeholders we discuss about. Anyone who has any interest, and sustainability and meeting the needs of current generation without compromising the needs of, and we need to be promote and meeting the stakeholders interest. That's all from my end. Anyone, any question, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but I don't have any question.
Thank you. So today, this our LO4 was just about the stakeholders. So next lesson we'll do assignment discussion. So please join, and we'll find how we can address all the learning outcome within us according to assignment brief and task, and where we can find the example and how we can reference, how we can structure, all will be in our discussion next week. So if you're okay for same time, I can change next week time and the same time as well. Or you think, I can do even 11 o'clock if suits you as well. Huh?
Okay.
Thank
11 is fine. 11 is fine if it's fine with every other person. I think 11 is okay for me.
11 is okay. Okay. For me, it's no problem. And next week, I'm available for 11. So if you want, we can do 11 o'clock. Or if you want same time, we can do same time as suits you. No problem. And thanks for attending. And we'll communicate, before lesson. 11 is fine. Okay, no problem. We can keep it 11 then. I didn't change it originally was planned. Okay, so please, I'm sharing with you. Yes, I'm sharing with you these slides as well if you want to screen. Just 1 second, I can send you now all in the chat box here. And then please, if you want to use, you can. Keep 1-2 minutes and just order. Okay, so I'm sharing with you all the latest one. Okay, so please, from the chat box, you can download, click there. It is all there now in the chat box. So please, if you want to download, you can. LO4, I send you the unit and various. Yes, LO3, LO2, LO1. So you have all this, plus the notes. Okay, thanks for attending and have a lovely weekend. And I'll speak to you next week then. If any question, feel free, please ask. Otherwise, we'll keep up to here. Hello. Thank you. So please, in the chat box, I shared with you the slide which we use for today's lesson as well as the previous, lesson. And today we discuss about just the stakeholders, yes, because today LO4 was just about stakeholders and their interest and effective communication. Okay, thank you. If no question, we'll keep up to here and I'll speak to you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Thanks for attending. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks. Bye now.